Morning, everybody. Time for my favorite routine. It's time for Armageddon. About 7:30 in the morning, about to get it in before work. So let's get into this routine. Oblique side lean, 75-pound dumbbells. Bicep curls, third set. Doing something a little different, lighten the weights. I'm going up to 20 reps just to avoid my muscles getting too used to doing the same thing over. So this is my third set, but I got 55 on and I'm doing 20 reps. Last couple of times I did 75, 10 to 12. I was getting used to it. This has been really hard. I haven't been doing 20 reps. Don't want to let your body get too used to the workout. Diminishing returns. Mother Pearl Delivery Boy Cigar. But I still can't shake the gap. Time is up. Playtime is over. Third set. Definitely feeling missing that workout last week. I feel weak as hell. But I needed that time off. P, hollow the gun, the holler at son. Very low energy today, suffering through it, but almost done. One more circuit to go. That was my third set on that. Second of 3 sets, 21s and dips. There you have it, mission completed. Very low energy this morning. For one, I shifted my workouts to the morning because decided to up my mileage a little bit. I want to really start pushing the pace, but I'm not going to do so much short, fast intervals. I'm really going to start focusing Tuesdays and Thursdays on a 10K at a mildly uncomfortable pace. So I'm going to do it at a 10-minute pace, which if I were to run 2 miles, that would be a joke. But as I start to stretch the miles out, it really starts to get challenging. So I've been doing this once a week, but I'm going to move it to twice a week because I'm still very much focused on getting my weight down. But as you can see, I'm lifting, so still building muscle. So I shouldn't say, I need to correct my jargon. It's not so much that I want to get my weight down because I want to keep my muscle and I want to grow muscle. I want to reduce my body fat. So I probably need to correct how I'm enunciating these things. So I want to focus on getting my calories burned, maximizing that, but I also want to focus on being able to run an hour intervals at a pretty hefty pace without stopping. So I'm going to do that tonight. It takes pretty long in the morning, and then when I finish running 6 miles, it's like 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes before I start sweating profusely. So didn't really have time for it in the morning, so I'm moving that to the evenings. My weights, I typically get the routine done in 45 minutes, although today was a little longer. I'm very sluggish after the week off, and I'm not used to lifting in the morning, so that was an adjustment. So I think the combination of the two made this a little difficult, but I'm sure in the next couple of weeks I'll adjust. So let's look at the workout details on my phone. So here are the exercise details, 578 total calories burned so far. So here's my workout. 506 of the calories are considered active calories. I've burned 668 total calories. 59 minutes, average heart rate 108. Hit a peak of 139 towards the end. And then in terms of my routine, tried to pick up where I left off. Although I tried to do some things a little different. So oblique side leans, I'm up to 75 for all 3 sets. The last couple of times I did 70 the first set and 75 on the last set. Did all 3 at 75. Felt pretty difficult, but was still able to get 20 reps in. Bicep curls, the barbell. I went up to 20 reps. That was pretty challenging. Tricep extensions, I actually by mistake did not do my first 2 in a circuit. I forgot. I mean, taking a week off just throwing me out of my rhythm, but I'll remember that next week. So did those 2 separately, which is part of the reason this took a little longer than usual. Hammer curls, that's where I started to recognize I really didn't have the strength I had 2 weeks ago last time I did this. I did that as a circuit with tricep extensions. I definitely felt weaker than normal. Tricep extensions, I had to reduce the weight. Preacher curl, same thing. I just noted that, yeah, I had been doing 50 for 10 to 12. I think one time I did 15 reps. Really struggled. Poor range of motion, and I'm not going to sacrifice range of motion for weight. So on the 3rd set, I reduced the weight. Skull crushes, about the same. I just recognized that I'm just in a very low energy mode this morning. I think it's the combination, like I said, of the week off and moving to the morning. Superset, I just started off on a lighter weight. Was able to bang out all 3. Dips, I was surprisingly stronger than typical, especially with it being my last one. So I banged out 15 reps the first 2, 10 on the 3rd. I did feel pretty fatigued, and I think I just kind of checked out on that last set mentally. But overall, just considering how I was feeling, I think a great effort, just considering I was in a low energy mode. And tonight I am going to go for 6 at a 10-minute pace. And the one thing, I'm putting this on video just so I remind myself I really need to keep it at a 10, because what will happen is the first 2 miles I'll say this feels easy and then try to increase to 9.5, 9. And then when I start getting to those last 2 miles, I'm going to feel dead. And I need to do this for a couple of weeks. This is new. I need to stop having this mindset where I'm in a rush to get someplace. I don't even know exactly where I'm going in terms of pace. I don't really need to start my official marathon training until June, but quite honestly, I'm ahead of where even some of the more heftier programs start, because I'm going to be running 10 miles every weekend, and most of those start off with during the week, running 3 to 4 miles, like 3 to 4 days, and then a long run of like 7-8 miles at the start of an 18-week program. So I'm going to be ahead of that. So I may just hold off and start in July. I don't know, because I'm planning, honestly, this month to do the 6 miles, then sprint intervals Wednesday, then 6 on Thursday, and they do 10 miles every weekend this weekend. And then in June, I want to go up to a half marathon. So I'm actually going to be well ahead of marathon training, but I'll figure that out over time. That's beyond the scope of this video. But just noting that to say that I need to keep it at a 10-minute pace, and just recognize in the back half, I'm going to be hurting. Like, I'm going to be hurting. So even if the first couple of miles are easy, just hold off, because the last 2 will not be. And I can't just do this once or twice and then try to increase, because what I end up doing is discouraging myself. I'll say, oh, I can't do 6 miles, when I really can if I just keep the pace someplace that stretches me a bit. But on a longer run, I don't know that it's the smartest thing to be trying to push. I don't know that it's realistic. So I tend to do that on my shorter runs. But once to get myself conditioned to run at a 10-minute pace, I was able to do it this past weekend outdoors. There's typically a difference between my outdoor speeds and my treadmill speeds, and I think just for the one thing is I don't have the luxury of just slowing down when I feel a little tired on the treadmill. And also, there's no incline. I run on a flat treadmill, so there's no hills, there's no crossing the street waiting for cars, stuff like that. But I want to be able to run a flat 10-minute pace outdoors, and I did a 10K at 10:19 this past weekend. So it's working, and that's why I want to focus on this 10-minute pace, where I'm going to get to the point where this feels pretty easy. So I'm going to do this probably, I'd say, to the end of the month, even if it starts to feel easy, and I'm going to gauge my progress based on the pace of my outdoor runs. All right, checking out for now.